Is it a vibrator? Is it a dildo in a one-woman vagina show? Is this a song by Lord? It sounds like a song by. Is it a vibrator? Is it a dildo in a one-woman vagina show? Is this a song by Lord? It sounds like a song by. Is it a vibrator? Is it a dildo in a one-woman vagina show? Is this a song by Lord? It sounds like a song by. Is it a vibrator? Is it a dildo in a one-woman vagina show? Is this a song by Lord? It sounds like a song by. Is it a dildo in a one-woman vagina show? Is this a song by Lord? It sounds like a song by. In a one-woman vagina show, is this a song by Lord? It sounds like a song by. I'm whole. Say, hi-ho! Hi-ho! Thank you. I imagine 50% or more of you are also whole. That's whole, H-O-L-E, not whole! W-H-O-L-E. No one's whole in here, are you? You are by nature of being here, expressing an interest in theatre, so you're not, whoa. I think about holes a lot, maybe too much. I've got holes, you've got holes, you've most definitely got holes. You've got 20,000 holes in your face and 5 million holes in your body. There are approximately 140 holes in a Warburton's crumpet. But only 3 in a cartoon slice of cheese. Yeah. These things without their holes wouldn't be the way they are. A crumpet without holes is just a teacup. Your face without holes wouldn't be able to breathe, and you'd probably rot from the inside out or explode from the inner pressure. See, there's lots of pressure to be whole, but it's not always the easy choice. Hole, 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 hole.
The whole is made up of infinite holes, of infinite sizes, and infinite goals. Holes in your faces, holes in the ground, holes in the galaxy, holes in the round. So many holes that will never be filled. Making an empty, giving it chills. These are the holes that cutting holes too. Holes in the air that we hit them in blue. Holes inside holes, inside holes, inside holes, and nothing inside of inside of the holes. They're holes in holes in the hole to roll. How many holes fill the oven hole? How many holes inside any one hole? It's just a one hole. It's one in a soul. We get in the egg, but making a hole. It's that hole. We put in a hole. I just want a hole that can be used for filling without all the pressure built since the beginning. I'm filling holes to bring all kinds of pleasure and all kinds of people much closer together. Full of the holes in the midnight so can be filled as well with help from someone. And why not my holes in me? Don't I ask? It complete what I'm told is a natural task.
Sorry about that. I get a little bit when I think about holes too much. I'm looking for a pole who fits in my hole. But nothing fits my hole! My hole is impenetrable. That piping is too large. That clarinet is too large. That spring onion is still too large. My hole is like a chewed paper straw with the sides sticking together. Difficult to get anything through, but much better for the environment. Because if you can't get anyone in, you can't get anyone out either. But nobody likes you when your hole's not whole. It's like carrying around a box with a triangle cut out of it. And everyone getting very angry and frustrated when their squares don't fit. They say angry, frustrated things like, "Oh, my square doesn't fit," which is very rude! I call my hole my woman's pocket.
Because you can't comfortably put anything inside.
Not even a tiny sequin of self-respect. Not like a man's pocket that can fit all his repressed feelings, Playboy magazines, and the father he thought had abandoned him at the age of 5 inside. I'm in here, Timmy. Always have been. You're in my pocket all along. Yes, Timmy. I never really left you. Pervert. I've got Vaginismus. Sounds like evil vagina Christmas. A condition that causes the vagina to contract in response to physical pressure. This could be very, very painful and prevents me from doing that fashionable penetrative sex thing the kids are talking about on the TikTok. Symptoms of vaginismus include not being able to insert a tampon or finger, having fantasies about beautiful male celebrities but imagine them scared of bees so they don't frighten you when you're in the mood, and most tragically, and by literal definition, being an incel. Incel, for those of you fortunate enough not to know, means involuntarily celibate. A large group of radical misogynists define themselves as incels because they can't have sex. Because nobody wants to have sex with them. Because they're radical misogynists. When I tell well-meaning people about my vaginismus, they like to say, "One day you'll find someone who loves you so much it won't even matter." Which is what my mum used to say. When as a child I was so horribly dyspraxic, I used to cut food by stabbing it and pulling it in half like a serial killer. The way I eat sausages might be forgiven in an adult relationship. My inability to vaginally inhale them, not so much. Sometimes, when I'm with men I'm sort of seeing, they say, "Oh, I have this condition that means your peen might not go in the machine." They think it's a weird feminist test. They go, "That's all right. Sex hadn't even crossed my mind." "But Stephen, we're naked in your room." I was with one guy once, and when I told him, he did the wow. "That's all right. We can do other stuff. I don't have to put it in." And I thought, great, we'll have other kinds of sex, and then maybe cuddle, and that'll be nice. But then, in complete silence, he rose from the bed, helicoptered across the room, and put on Monty Python's Holy Grail. Like that was the only other option besides penetration. Plunge or please. Take my python. Go watch the python. Traumatizing. When I first discovered I had what turned out to be vaginismus, I told no one. I thought I was either A, dying, or B, doing the sex wrong. We all know which one of those is more important to focus on. I just started university, studying liberal arts. Sex was good. Death was inevitable. And I wanted to be a sexy free art student writing dirty poetry under the wisteria. We spent the first semester studying Sigmund Freud and the power of the unconscious mind. But my mind was very conscious that my heart was tighter than the Charles lock on a bottle of Calabar. When you say that out loud, everyone thinks you're flirting. Desperate to break what was obviously a curse, I started spending far too much time in my student room, tampon tag teaming myself, shouting, "Ow!" every time one failed to go in, and then throwing the little white bullet, still a toxic shock, across the room until I was bleeding, which ironically, I hadn't been when the tamponing began. Having a constant crisis about missing out on all the awful sex everyone else was having made me feel not good. And tampons are expensive, so I picked up the phone. And I called 111 and they said to call a doctor. So I called the doctor and he said to call 111. And I called 111 and they said to call a doctor. So I called the doctor and he said to call 111. But I called 111 and they said to call a doctor. So I called the doctor and he said, "What do you need? More wine. What don't you need to waste the doctor's time? What do you need? More wine. What don't you need to waste the doctor's time? What do you need? More wine. What don't you need to waste the doctor's time? What do you need? More wine. What don't you need to waste the doctor's time?" Having chugged an entire bottle of wine, far easier to open than Cowpaw, I decided the curse must be broken. And dirty poetry couldn't be written without lived experience. So I headed to Pandora's box of sexual frustration, the SU bar, to get some much needed pole and hole action. I was attracted to a certain kind of pole when I was at uni. The kind of pole that has 3 separate Reddit accounts. So he can play devil's advocate even when he gets banned. Listens to Joe Rogan and owns more than one t-shirt that says, "This is what a feminist looks like." The kind of pole whose name is Gareth, but he says, "So my friends call me Wolf because I get so much vagina, so they call me Wolf. Like the poet, like Vagina Wolf." What I didn't realise at the time is that Wolf was a virgin. He'd done precisely no vagina wolfing, far less vagina wolfing than vagina wolf had wolfed herself. And he was desperate to lose his virginity. I was also desperate to lose it. It was maybe the only thing I'd ever been desperate to lose. When you have vaginismus and you're with someone for the first time, it can be difficult to explain the nuances of why your body might not do exactly what you expect it to. So, to avoid the pre-sex medical jargon, I like to settle for disclaimers! Have you ever seen the early 2000s CITV show Jungle Run, in which participants would flee the Emperor's belly as it slowly closed and then would they be forever trapped? That's what my hole is like. It's very painful. Disclaimer! Have you ever tried to get a tent back in its original bag? Disclaimer! Have you ever shoved your fat gammony hand into a Zara Basics pocket only to realise it's stitched in? Do you still want to have sex with me? You're well weird, little big woman child. Come back to mine. I'll fix you. Wolf's student room was exactly how you're imagining it in your head. And for those of you who can't be bothered to imagine it, I'll explain it to you for the power of song.
You take a skull tattoo and a quote from R2D2 and a Tarantino t-shirt and a large amount of protein separated into small amounts and you put it all together in a pile on the floor and
Are you ready, kids?
Oh, white guys from uni. White guys from uni. Oh, white guys from uni.
Why do they love the car?
Mark so much.
Once I'd adjusted to the room's interesting feng shui, I remembered I was there for one reason, and one reason only, to do the sex. But before the sex could be done of, I turned to Wolf to explain that if it is 6 inches or over, I am entitled to a 30-minute break. And I noticed he was already naked and had one leg up on the mattress, like he'd conquered it in the bio tapestry. He'd sort of zoned out with the condom half on, looking at all the porn on his phone. I studied him to learn more about how men work and attach this discovery to my generalised but rigid view of the whole gender. He looked stressed out rather than aroused, like he was reading a badly translated instruction manual, which perhaps didn't apply to real life. Out of nowhere, in a bid to show he understood my pain, a sudden, soulless sob story began. Deep, deep empathy is a deep, deep empathy. 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 When I was a boy, I had a Stretch Armstrong. Oh, the stretchy toy for stretch-hungry boys who have to take out their inner regression. Stretched his arms all summer long until one fateful day I was angry and I stretched too hard and I ripped his arms away. He was stretch on gone. I wonder why these tears and cries are coming out after so long. It's 'cause, girl, I know I can stretch you, and that's why I wrote the song. It's 'cause, girl, I know I can stretch you, and that's why I wrote this song.
But when you did say it was going to be tight, I did think you meant good tight, you know what I mean? It's just like not a nice surprise. I don't cry. There's no way it hurt that much. I didn't even get the tip in. Ma! My mum, yeah? Her friend, Claire, yeah, the next door neighbour, all got her work. Her nan, it's got no legs. So you're really lucky. Like, go to a doctor though, because this is full red flag vibes. Stop bleeding on my Yu-Gi-Oh! bath mat! Ah! The girls in porn aren't like that. They just close back up afterwards. Like a Barbie. Like Margot Robbie.
I phoned the doctor again, and in a 1-minute conversation, he explained I hadn't done enough of the sex and needed more variety. After all, he said, penises are all different shapes and sizes. I imagined him printing me off a chart of all the different poles I could collect. Once I'd stamped 5, maybe I'd get a free diagnosis. Or an apology, and some stickers. Getting a diagnosis for vaginismus is tougher than you might think. In fact, mentioning any vaginal-related issue to doctors, especially male doctors, does something to them. First they start nodding excessively, and then they try to find something to do with their hands, but everything they do feels oddly sexual. So they send you out of the room to pee in a cup. They don't need the pee, they're not into that, they just want you to leave. And when you come back in, the picture of their wife, Sandra, who was previously on the back desk, has suddenly got a lot closer. Just in case you try to jump them, like in the porns. I've often thought the best way to diffuse the tension here would be with a song, but Dr. doctors don't like songs. Doctors like speculums. The cold metal things that look like a puppet duck without the feathers. Puppet ducks don't fit inside impenetrable holes. This confuses doctors and often triggers something that I refer to as the "she's a witch" look. Catch a doctor in this state and you've got no chance of a diagnosis. Here's some of the actual advice doctors have given me. Logical answers the doctor gave 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 me. Have you ever thought about having a few drinks before trying to get a penis in? Have you tried relaxing? Have you thought that this might be a dream? Are you making this up like an old lady? Is it a hot flush or any menopause you see? Have you read the Bible? Maybe you should read the Bible. Are you using the lube? Try inserting the tube. Try watching porn. Try cooking in the nude. Have you tried the other hole? Can I try the other hole? Are you an alien? Are you homosexual? Do you masturbate? Does your boyfriend know? Do you have a boyfriend? Poor man! How does he cope? She must be a witch. Can't help but diagnose that she's a witch. Oh, yes, I see. And now the case is closed. I'll call a specialist. Goodbye.
Why did you leave me, Sandra? I love you so much. 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 I love you so much.
Now I realize she was a witch. Oh, yes, I saw. And now the case is closed on our marriage. Oh, you're still here. Well, I'm afraid I can't help you unless you take this numbing gel. Yes, numbing gel. I found it at the back of the fridge. Just don't eat it. It doesn't work on feelings. Trust me. I've tried. The first time I used numbing gel, I spread it on thick, like guacamole moistening a dry gluten-free loaf. I used so much, I was so numb, I felt like I was being cuckolded by my own body. Numbing gel, by the way, takes 15 minutes to kick in. Try staying sexy, sat on the bed opposite your partner with a timer on your phone going 10 minutes until optimal time for insertion. Please hold. Your cock is important to us. If I'm only dead inside, is it still necrophilia? During those 15 minutes, I could have cooked 12 turkey dinosaurs and listened to Cry Me a River by Justin Timberlake thrice. That should never sound like a good alternative to sex. It made me wonder if the true purpose of the numbing gel was for men's pleasure and not for me. It all started to feel like a punishment. I stared into the eyes of my lovers with the unblinking glazed despondency you only expect from porn. If I was sort of having penetrative sex, I sort of hadn't noticed. The worst part about the numbing gel is when it wore off, and it always did, about halfway through the sex, The pain would flood back and light me up like a bin fire. But I had to keep using it. It was the only option I had. And besides, I was using my body for penetrative sex. That's all I'd wanted, right? I hadn't really thought far beyond that point. I hadn't really thought that whole action wouldn't instantly be great. At least, not great for me. Not for me at all. I felt stupid, numb, and stupid. Where is my use by date? I cannot find it. I've checked every crevice, but cannot locate it. Where is my use by date? Where is my loss by date? I cannot find it. It's so deep inside of me, I cannot reach it. Where is my loss by date? Is this what I've become? Shadow of anyone so self-objectified inside a hole I hide, counting on praying that time won't be wasted, pitching my body where someone will take it. Promise you'll use me as much as you like, but I feel no more full than I just went empty. I ache as much to be held as I did before, but now I feel numb inside, just like your darling. Promise you'll use me. Promise you'll use me. Fills me, 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 I decided the negative feelings had to stop. I was going back to the doctor, and this time I was going back for me and not for invisible future partners I hadn't even met yet. Going back felt scary. I knew I was only one piece of misplaced medical advice away from a villain arc. There wasn't enough time for that in this production. I'd started obsessively Googling Vaginismus, Vaginismus cure, hypnotism. Which crystal do I shove up myself to make it go? A bright light shone from the dark depths of Facebook, the Vaginismus support group. 7,400 people just like me, reluctant captive celebrators of evil vagina Christmas. I typed out my big dark feelings on the tiny bright screen, and by morning I had 20 comments, all saying the same thing.
Ho? Why have you only spoken to male doctors? Genius.
Actively requesting a female doctor. Actively requesting a female doctor. Wow. I'm actively requesting a female doctor. 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 I'm actively requesting a female
Are you really gonna have to do it?
What's the female? A female doctor.
Tried everything, I've tried everything, but the future is female.
The futurist doctor. She appears in the waiting room doorway, an angel in a tabard.
Hi, cool. I'm the female doctor requested.
She reaches out her very vaguely Scottish hands and hands me a vaguely Scottish questionnaire. I love questionnaires. She says, oh, you fill out the questionnaire. It would mean a lot if you put out the questionnaire. Cause I got a lot of really good questions in there. Will you fill out my questionnaire? I said, yeah, I fill out your questionnaire. There's some revolutionary questions in there. Like, how old am I? And how painful is sex on a scale of 1 to 10? I love scales. So I fill out the questionnaire. I fill out my questionnaire. So I fill out my questionnaire. I fill out my questionnaire. So I fill out. And then something amazing happens beyond even your wildest NHS dreams. Turns around and behind her back she's got a little pink bag.
Say what's in your little pink bag, don't know what's in your tiny tinky winky Teletubby bag.
Looks at me and she looks at the bag. She looks at me and I don't know. Puts her hand in the bag. She does a handbag grab and something comes out of the bag.
It's a dildo.
From the NHS. Just from the NHS. Say dildos on the NHS, dildos on the NHS. 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 Sing it, please. Dildos on the NHS, dildos on the NHS.
I can't hear you.
Dildos on the NHS, dildos on the NHS.
Keep it going, choir.
Dildos on the NHS, dildos on the NHS.
I don't want to break.
Dildos on the NHS.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep the wall to wall. Keep it going on the NHS. On the NHS.
Indulge me.
On the NHS. Keep it going. On the NHS. On the NHS.
Thank you, my singing angels. Dildos on the NHS. That's a bit better than a sticker from the dentist. Dildos on the NHS, or dilators as they're actually called, are like minimalist Russian dolls, which, according to my mother, are inappropriate to display on the mantelpiece. They're the least sexy things imaginable. They come in a pink flowery bag because I'm a female. And worst of all, they're stackable. Meaning they fit more inside them than I do. It's insulting. They start small and then gradually go up in size. So you have pepperoni, they come in a condom for a reason. Barbie doll, baby eel, bubble wand, disembodied penis of an erect horse. Using the dilators brings up all sorts of emotions. The kind of emotions Gordon Ramsay would describe as fucking raw. My emotions aren't the only thing that feels raw after using the dilators. I head back to the group chat to update them on my progress. Nothing makes you check your vaginal privilege like a global Facebook group full of vulva owners. 1 minute, you're sat on your bed, crying, struggling to insert the smallest dilator with one hand and typing a lengthy rant on the pain bias with the other, and just as you're about to post, someone writes something that fills you with so much anti-patriarchal rage that you inflate and shoot the dilator across the room into the bullseye of your ex-boyfriend's dartboard. Marriage is ending. Problems conceiving, only being diagnosed after 25 years, only healing on HRT and then being told that couldn't be the case and having it taken away. Feeling on fire, having partners laugh and keep pushing the torch. A woman asking for recommendations of vegetables the same size as the dilators she can't get. There's not a free healthcare service where she lives. The comments are a beautiful rainbow about every insertable veggie known to man. I don't know how to feel. I type, Lidl sell many cucumbers, but they're individually wrapped, like a condom, I joke. I hope there's a Lidl where she lives. 5 up, 5 a day, a 5 a day, 5 up, 5 a day, a 5 a day, 5 up, 5 a day, a 5 a day, 5 up, 5 a day, a 5 a day, 5 up, 5 a day, a 5 a day, 5 up, 5 a day, a 5 a day.
How many of you can say that you get your 5 a day? Don't mean to cause dismay, but I just needed to rant and say I spend most of the day with a root vegetable inside of me. It's not ideal. Reason you meaning to sex appeal, which vegetables would you say are insertable? Hard, brown, and flexible. I need them to progress, that's all. Yeah, aubergine, asparagus, I know it sounds ridiculous. Courgette has the right stiffness.
That marrow is too monstrous.
Who needs my I can grow my own from the comfort of my home. But if you knew why, you wouldn't moan. How many of you say that you get your 5 a day? How dare you all complain about free healthcare in your country? I wouldn't have this distress with donuts from the NHS when you're taking a belt on your bed next to check your privilege. A 5 a day, a 5 a day.
I suddenly felt very grateful for my own NHS-gifted dildos, but I had to find a way to keep using them without feeling emotionally and physically erect afterwards. I'd begun watching a lot of sex education on Netflix, and despite still feeling very skeptical, asked my unnamed female doctor about therapy, and she put me on the waiting list. Actively requesting Gillian and so. Requesting Gillian and so. Actively requesting Gillian and so. Gillian so. 182 days and nights I would wait for my first appointment with Gillian. I'd spend that time pushing down my negative anxieties around therapy by creating an imaginary therapist with the only tools I had available: delirium, debut by Bjorks, and ASMR. For those of you who know what ASMR is, this next bit is gonna be a little bit weird. If you don't know what ASMR is, buckle up. This is my imaginary therapist. Oh, so she's got the voice of Bjork. Hello. I am your ASMR therapist. And today we will be repeating some of the mantras from the UK's most calmest voice. So I'll sing them to you, and you sing them back to me, and together something will happen. Okay, here's the first one. My life is brilliant.
My life is brilliant.
Cured. Only joking. Some of you barely whispered that. Are you ashamed? Shame is the root cause of many physical and psychological conditions. Second one. My love is pure.
My love is pure.
Lies. No love is pure. Myths around purity, and it's all in preserving your virginity. Course, shame. And shame is the root cause of many physical and psychological conditions. Last one. I saw an angel.
I saw an angel.
Religion. Religious myths around the hymen, and it's wrong in preserving your virginity. Course, and shame is the root cause of physical and psychological conditions. Sorry, my swan dress is in heat. By the time my first real appointment rolled around, I was more than ready for Gillian to be James Blunt with me. I needed a precise answer for all this so I could start to build the foundation of the ending to the show. Hi-ho, it's Gillian. During the 4 years you're in therapy, I say a lot of things, but the one thing that I think will forward the plot the most is that vaginismus is psychosomatic. Psychosomatic? Automatic? Hi, Joe. Right, Krish. It's a protective mechanism built by the brain to keep you safe. There is no missing piece you need to find to become whoa. We need to look back for your past and address all the situations that didn't make you feel safe so you can start to heal. Why don't we begin by going back through this show? Bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. 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 I march into the doctor's office, dilators betwixt my fingies like a Wolverine fucking machine. You were right, doctor. It was all in my head. But it's really complicated. It's going to take years to undo. So you're still wrong. Sandra, you're coming with me. This is the rescue mission. Wait over there so I don't have to write you any dialogue. I drum my dildo nail extensions on the counter at CEX. Hi, Wolf. He works here now! You laugh when I cry, So I stopped crying. Now I'm in therapy and I cry all the time, so I win. Also, why is Shark Tale only 50p? Have some respect. I phone 111. They pick up. Look outside, I say, and kick through the window before shoving the smallest dilator in the top of their desk line to clog it. How dare you tell me to drink more wine? That made me vulnerable when my evil vagina Christmas was already greased slightly. Also, you've got 20,000 holes in your face. So does your mum. I sheathed my dildo claw in my Zara Basics pocket. I'll roll its pocket, Dad. If it's psychosomatic, surely it's got something to do with my lack of involvement in your early childhood. Save it for Julian, Papa!
Well, Ho, that seemed really cathartic. I guess the only person you have left to blame is yourself, since you created the Vaginismus.
What? Who are you?
I'm the male character.
What? Hang on. You're not a last-minute two-dimensional male character. You're my internalized misogyny and a fake moustache.
And I would have gone away with it if it wasn't for you, you meddling kid.
Don't call me a kid. It's infantilizing. Oh, the self-awareness. It burns.
Well done, Ho. You passed the test.
There is no test. Stop trying to make a conclusive ending. There is no ending. I'm gonna mime you leaving now. So this is where the plot catches up to my real life. For me, Vaginismus has been about looking back through my past, addressing all the things that didn't make me feel safe, so I can build a whole picture of why I had it in the first place. But all of that would have been so much easier with more research, less medical gaslighting, and more willingness for people to believe in my pain. Everyone here today will know someone that has vaginismus. You just might not know who. We're everywhere. We just don't all feel the need to do this. I'm going to sing one last song for anyone in the room that identifies with any part of the show today, and then I'm going home. I've got NHS dildos waiting for me. Your pleasure over my pain, body over my body, your rights over my rights. Your pleasure over my pain, body over my body, your rights over my rights. Your pleasure over my pain, body over my body, your rights over my rights. Your pleasure over my pain, body over my body, your rights over my rights. Your pleasure over my pain, body over my body, your rights over my rights. Your pleasure over my pain, body over my body, your rights under researched, underaccounted for, underrepresented, underpaid, under the rug on the floor, under pressure, under fire, under your thumb, underneath your body. God, you should have known better than to light fires under me, 'cause I just glow. 'Cause I just glow. Holly Spillar. Hey. And that was my debut show, Hole. If you liked it, you can follow me on the Instagramicals at Holly Spillar. Obviously, it dealt with some things in that show. I've become very, 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 very comfortable talking about them, and so if anybody feels like approaching me, I will be in the SOHO Theatre Bar. But thank you so much. Thank you.